Good night, good night. Welcome back with your girl, Journey with Janice. I'm here. I just want to share a story with you guys tonight. This is a real life story, my own story, things that I've went through. Before, I just want to show you my t-shirt, Living with Grace. This is one of my t-shirt. I have the process is painful, necessary for the glory of God, Living with Grace, and I have different ones. You guys can check it out on Instagram and Christ Centered Apparel on Instagram. Alright, the story that I want to share with you is that experience that I've been through with the passing of my husband in April. We went to my daughter college on campus just to drive around and to show her what it was like on campus, to get to know a little more about the campus before she go into school. So we do that. Then we went to the Martha's Market in Grand Rapids also, and we buy some groceries, some Jamaican stuff, and we run a few more errands, get things done, then we come back home. When we get back home, one of his friends came over to visit him, so they were in the garage talking. He cooked for his friend, then they were in the garage sitting down talking. They spent maybe about 2-3 hours in the garage. I was inside doing house chores. Then after his friend leave in the 6 o'clock, he come inside the house, he sit down for an hour, then he said to me that he's gonna take a shower. I said okay. He went to take his shower. Then we went in the room to watch a movie. So while we were there watching the movie, talking, laughing, they're relaxing. Then in about 10 o'clock or minutes to 10, he says he was going to use the bathroom. And he get up and he went to use the bathroom, and he come back, lay down, sit up again, drink some water, and then relax. He didn't lay down flat because the bed have the remote, so we could ice the bed, put it to whatever how high we want it or how low we want it. So he was like up. Then I noticed that he started to cough, and then I noticed like he's getting a fits, like epilepsy, seizure. So I shout out to my daughter and I said, call 911. And she come from her phone and she called 911. Well, I stand at the bed front and I rest my hand under his head. I was so panicked, I didn't even know what to do. 911 respond and tell us to put him flat and to do CPR on his chest. So we were doing that while they were on the phone with us. And then I was noticing him that one of his feet was shaking and one of his hands was shaking. And I was saying, God, what is this? But in about 10 minutes or less, about 10 minutes, the paramedics, they get to the house and they do what they have to do. When they get there will know palsy already gone. So my husband, it took him less than 5 minutes. He passed. But when he was alive, he always said that whenever time God ready for him, he don't want to end up in the nursing home. He don't want to be a burden. He's just asking God to make it quick. So let him pass quick and don't have to struggle. And it did happen. So when they do what they have to do for maybe a hour or half hour, I don't remember the exact time, they shock him, they give him oxygen, they give him IV, they do everything that necessary to try to bring him back, but it didn't work. The heart already shut off. You know, when they said to me that there's nothing more they could do, they tried their best, I started to scream. It's like a part of me gone, to know that you just like that. I know that is sure. But we were just there, and for him to just move like that, it was so hard. So I started to scream. And I feel like my world crumbled. You know, it's like the moment my husband died, a part of me died with him. So I was there crying, and my sister-in-law was there hugging me and comforting me. I didn't know what to do. I never have experience with a death in America. I lose my father, I lose my mother. But you know, our Jamaican culture different and stuff like that. But people may tell us that it wasn't easy. It shake my nerves. When I say shake my nerves, it's shaky, but I did get a lot of family support. My sister-in-law, her children, my cousin from Georgia, she come down. I did get a lot of family support. I did. It was hard. At that point, I didn't know what to do. My husband was the main reason why I was in the state. I didn't know what to do. I was confused. I was thinking, should I stay? Should I go back home? You know, it was a lot to process after the funeral service. It was a lot to process. But why I'm talking about this story today too, this story, it's my story, but I know it can help somebody who is going through a process. Like, you marry a man and the man have a child, and the child resent his father or resent his mother and resent the person that the parent married. My husband have one son, and from the day we got married, his son didn't like us, but I didn't care. My husband didn't care because he said he's the one that loved me. He's the one that bring me to America. He's the one that taking care of me. His son have his life to live, and he have his life to live. So the son resent his father for a while, for years, you know, say bad things about his father, disrespect his father because of the choice that his father make. The father didn't care about what he thinks because he's living his life. 3 months before, his cousin said to him that your father is sick and one day your father will pass. You need to make peace with your father. And that's how he did send his father a letter. And the father showed me. I said, yeah, that's your son. You want to meet with you, go ahead. You have to make peace with him. You have done him nothing wrong, but go ahead and meet with him. So they communicated for like 2 months. February, month, and March, April, yeah. Where they meet once a week to have breakfast, or they meet once a week to have lunch. And that was good. That was good that they build back, they was trying to build back that relationship. You know, but having an adult child and allow them to ruin your relationship, don't do that. Live your life. My husband and I married for 9 years, and for the 9 years it was like the son always have negative things to say about me, but sometimes I feel like I want to lash out and cuss him out, really cuss him out. The father always says, never waste your energy on the devil. Stay focused. You are not in his house. You are not ear to him. Let him talk. Him don't touch you, him don't do nothing. So I just live my life happily with my husband and make my husband happy. You know, we go places, we do things. For the 9 years that I was married, my relationship, I would say 90%, 95. Even if my husband and I have a disagreement, we didn't go to bed in any malice and vex with each other, slam doors. We don't do that. If I've said something wrong or I do something wrong, he will say, Janice, what you do is wrong. And I said, okay, I'm sorry. If he do something wrong and I tell him I don't like what you say or what you do is wrong, he apologized and we talk about it and leave it there. But we didn't let the sun go down on us in any wrath. You know, we do have disagreement. We disagree to agree. But like big fuss, fight, war, no, we didn't. And I thank God for that. We have an understanding with each other. We have a communication. We respect each other. We trust each other. As I always tell him, my marriage will be based upon respect, communication, and trust. So we will have an understanding. But my husband was a good man. A man with a heart of gold. A man with a good heart. I can say that about him. Many other people can say that about him. He always loved to help. He always give words of advice. You know, he was a people person. He was a people person. He loved people. My husband don't act like him white. He act like him black. Anyway, black people them in there. And him fitting in every little thing. But he always says, you teach a man for fish, you know, give them fish every day. So you teach them for fish. Him like when people work, people try to help themselves. You know, he's that type of person. So he will encourage you how to work, how to help yourself, and how to, so you can take care of yourself. You don't have to depend on anybody. But as I said before, my husband just shake me up. You know, he just shake me up. I cry for almost a month, morning, noon, and night. I still cry sometimes now, but not as often as before. Because I just tell myself that sometimes God break your heart to save your soul. Sometimes He remove some things, remove some people to elevate you. You know, it's really, really hard losing someone you love. Someone that you're with for 9 years. It's not easy, but I have to learn how to overcome. I have to learn how to trust God in this process. The process is painful, but it's necessary for the glory of God. I have to learn how to depend on Him, because it's me alone now. It's not when I said, Ozzy, can you do this? Or Ozzy is going to do this. I don't have to do. You know, I just have to learn to trust God now and to do things for myself, because I don't have a husband anymore who will do everything for me. And that man treat me like a queen, honestly. And I will forever, he will forever in my heart. And even though he die and gone, I will still love him. And his memories live on. You know, I don't even know how to explain this, but it rough. Trust me, it rough. The families, well, he have a brother live in Florida. He's very supportive. He's very supportive. I respect that man. That man support me. He call, he check up on me and stuff. The others that live in where I live, they show their true colors. For them, it's just all about money. you know. The son is a asshole. The grandson, he's okay. But I just want to thank God for my husband. So I just want to tell all you ladies out there that married a man that is going through, that have elder big children and they don't approve of the marriage. Don't worry about them. Just do what make your husband happy and make your marriage happy and please God. Let them say what they want to say. Don't let children come in your marriage and mash it up. My husband didn't allow his son to ruin our relationship, and that's what I happy about. He stand as a man and stood his ground. No matter what his son do or say, that couldn't affect our relationship because I was the one he loved and he was the one that I love. And love conquer all evil. So I'm still here, missing my husband so much. Life have to go on, and I give God thanks for my life, for his grace and his mercy, even though my husband is not here, but his memories live on. And even in death, I know my husband loves me, and I'm going to continue to do the will of God, to stay positive, to continue to encourage each other. You know, there's so many people out there that is broken in relationship, and the things that I've been through, my testimony, I'm just going to use it to encourage others that is going through a lot right now, whether in relationship or other problem as a single woman, a divorcee, whatever the case might be. You know, my story can help others that is going through. Because I've been through enough to know that God is enough for me. You know. But I make it this far. And I can tell myself it is well. Because God didn't bring me this far to leave me. Even though I lose my husband, it is well. Even though I've been hurt, battered, bruised, and torn, I'm still here. It is well. You know, everything that I've been through is a testimony, is a life, is a process to encourage others. You know, and we just have to give God thanks for every situation. The situation might not be what we want, might not look good, might not be good, but every situation we have that we find ourselves in, we have to give God thanks. You know, my husband knew that he was going to pass because one of his friends told me that he tell them that he knew that he's gonna pass, but he's not gonna tell me because he don't want me to worry and fret, because I stress about my husband's health a lot. So he hide things from me about his health. After he passed, I saw where a letter from the doctor that his heart was failing. You know, and he didn't show it to me. Whenever time I said to him, let's go to the hospital, let me take you to the ER, he would say no. You know, because for about 2 weeks he was coughing really hard, and I said, let me take you to the ER. And he said, no, it's just phlegm. I know it wasn't just phlegm, but he was stubborn like that. He don't want to go to the hospital because he already tell himself that whenever time death come, it just come. Whenever time God ready, he's ready. You know, for the past 2 weeks, I saw some changes in my husband. He would spend more time in the Bible. He would spend more time in the presence of God. God was preparing him. I know during the family, the Thursday night, I was there sitting in the living room and I was just crying. And I was telling God thanks. I didn't know what I was crying for. I didn't know what I was telling God thanks for. And the Friday night I went on a program that I always watch, Alive. And the pastor was saying, the door is open, it is well. I didn't know, and I was just encouraging myself and I was just crying. I didn't know that I was telling God thanks. He was preparing me at that moment for the passing of my husband, and I didn't know. And I was just telling him thanks. I didn't know what I was thanking him for, but I was just saying, thank you, God, thank you. I was just crying and telling him thanks. I don't know for what reason. So when I have that experience where my husband died in my hand, it shook me up really hard. Shook me up really hard. A part of me just shut off and die with him. And God of himself give me strength to go through this situation, because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But I thank God for the experience. I thank him for everything. I thank him. It wasn't easy, but I thank him. But my journey family, there's a lot more story coming up, story time, things that I've been through, my story. It's not somebody else's story, the experience that I've been through. And I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to share them all, stage by stage, So stay tuned for more videos coming up with story time, journey with your girl Janice. The process is painful, but it's necessary for the glory of God. Have a good night.